Hey everybody, it's Mr. 95 Cents. We're here for Mr. 95 Cent Sport Card Adventures, and it's the holidays. We got a brand new Don Russ football holiday tin. I don't know, it's kind of pricey for how many cards you get, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll get something good later. I guess we're going for them downtowns. We'll see what happens. I don't have no luck with kabooms, so we're going to try for a downtown now, like a sport card ripping t-shirt. But I want to shout out to all my featured channels down below. A lot of great hours and hours of entertainment and knowledge. They're great channels down here. Check them out. All right, we got prizes. So if you commented on the last video and you're a subscriber, you now have a chance for one of these prizes. First out of the box today is going to get a 2023-24 MVP hockey pack. Second out of the box is going to get an Upper Deck Portraits Martin Brodeur card. Third out of the pack is going to get a 7980 Topps Marcel Dion. And fourth out of the box is going to get an Upper Deck Portraits Austin Matthews card. Right there. All right. We got a bunch of names in there. We're going to hand mix them first. Here we go. It's a beautiful day in New Jersey. Blue skies. I think it's going to be about 75 degrees. Fantastic. Yeah, nice. I got the windows open here because it's Saturday. Doesn't mean that nobody's going to be buzzing with the air blowers or whatever the hell they're using. But the noise pollution right now is pretty much just the birds and the animals. Yeah, I live in a pretty nice neighborhood, and everybody's got work going on. Hammers going, blowers going, so thank God so far nothing. So we got the windows open. All right, here we go. Good luck to everybody. We're going for the MVP pack first. Let me dig in that box. Here we go. All right. Oh, Card Collector 65. Card Collector 65 for the pack right there. All right. He's been on the channel for a while. And we're going for the Martin Brodeur. I got one. Oh, North Jersey. North Jersey. He's part of the Kitchen Table Box Break crew. All right, so I'll see him on Monday because we got Kitchen Table Box Break on Monday. And we're going to have a cake on Monday because every quarter I bring in a birthday cake to cover anybody's birthdays. So I think we got at least 3 birthdays. All right. Marcel Dion is next. Oh, geez, I got like 3 tickets. Here comes. Dog ate my card. Dog ate my card for the win on a Marcel Dion. That's an unusual channel name. The dog ate my card. All right, we're going for the Austin Matthews next. All right, let's see here. Okay, here it comes. Oh, I got 2 in my hand or 1? Okay, I think it's only 1. Oh, Peter Card Bandit, 2 videos in a row. See, that Card Bandit, 2 videos in a row. He's one of my featured channels down below. All right, there we go. And that's our 4 winners for this video. Later on, at the end of this video, we'll show you some prizes that if you comment on this video and you're a subscriber, you can win on Tuesday's video. All right, we got some warehouse finds. Let's see. A lot of stuff in the warehouse. All right. Here we go. We got some Star Wars first. So these are all from The Mandalorian. From what year? Let's see here. I'm looking. I don't believe they have a year on it, but this is the negotiation. Off and away again. They got a little story on the back. They're very interesting. The child's new friend. Rescue is the way. The adorable observer. I'm just looking because I heard a car that went by. An unexpected complication. And plowing through Imperials. All right, well, we got some wrestling here. This is old style WCW wrestling, and it's all the same people, I think. The Southern Boys. So this set was from 1991, and they made certain people, whatever, wrestlers, and they made a lot of the same guys. So here we go, the Southern Boys. Steve Armstrong and Tracy Smothers, that's who they were. This is crazy. They're both 6'2" and both 235 pounds. It's like they put them together like twins. And, oh, they got like Confederate hats on. Look at that. I didn't notice that in the other picture. Yeah. Okay, so that's who they were. They were Confederate guys. Back then, you could do that. Yeah, see, the guy's got the Confederate hat. Yeah, they even got the Confederate colored trunks. I'm interested to see what the back says. So here's the back. If there ever were true gentlemen in the sport of professional wrestling, it's these two. Okay, they're gentlemen. Always taking time to visit children and sign autographs. In addition, they're one of the most powerful forces to contend with in the ring, as Steve Armstrong demonstrates here. So yeah, WCW, I think, was based mainly out of the South, so I could see them having a fan base, basically, back then. Things have changed a little bit. All right. We got some hockey. We got an MVP Classic, Joe Sakic. We got this guy was really big in the day. It's a Collector's Choice Players Club, Jim Carrey. Got the little Players Club wording on the side. It was like a parallel. Oh, we got a National Hockey Day, Alex Ovechkin from 2013. This is a newer one. This is a PC's Jack Eichel insert from Upper Deck. That's from 2023-24. This one's a Josh Brown, Director of the Boards insert. Got a Upper Deck playlist, Nikita Kucherov. That's a nice looking card. Yeah, we got cards in not so great plastic. This is the 1992 Stanley Cup champs Penguins. Oh, wow. That's a nice one. Yeah, 1992 Penguins. I got to take all these. I should probably try to do this in advance. I've been so busy this weekend, it's crazy. Yeah. We got a Upper Deck Black Diamond. We got a bunch of Sergei Samsonovs coming around. Yeah, the Rotary Club president thing is very nice. I enjoy it, but it's a lot of work. What I told the one guy, we had a board meeting last night. I told the one guy, I spent 10 hours on the phone with Rotary Club business last week. That's a lot of hours. We got a UD Choice. That's from 98-99. Got a Bowman's Best. These are all older cards. These you don't see too often. It's an Ultimate Victory from Upper Deck. That was back in 99-2000. We got some basketball. We got a Panini Threads automatic. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi, or whatever you call him, I don't know. I don't watch basketball. We got a coming soon from Topps Tip-Off, Chris Webber. He's coming soon. Got a 90s. Oh, this has got a big crease in it. 97-98 Rookie Rewind, Stephon Marbury. Got an SP Authentic from 2012-13, Allen Iverson. Found another one of those top stars cards. NBA stars, Larry Bird. This is a rookie, SP Premier Prospects of Juwan Howard. Got a little bit of a mix here today. Got a SPX Extreme Steve Francis insert. Remember, everybody was going for Steve Francis when he was a rookie? Good player, but now nobody wants him. I know I got lots of him online. They don't sell. We got a, what's this say? I can't read. Elite Effort, Gary Payton. It's an old Ultra card from what year? 96. Oh, we got a bunch of stuff in plastic here. Let's see. Some of this stuff I find, like, this is like a 3 or 4 card plastic, and they're all stuffed in there. These are 2009 Prestige Legends cards. We got a Spud Webb, and from 2009, George the Iceman Gervin. World Be Free. Look at that. That's some name. Somebody pulling up. No, they're gonna keep going. Oh, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's nice. We got some women basketball here mixed in. We got a Goodwin Champions from 2014, Cheryl Miller. She's like a WNBA legend. I believe that's Reggie Miller's sister, right? I'm pretty sure. Here's a Lynette Woodard from USA Basketball. This is also, I believe, from the 90s. I can't make out the year. It sort of blends in the back with the card. Oh, okay, it's in the front. 94 Flair. Oh, this is a pretty new one. This is a 2024 Silver Prism Kate Martin rookie. And last but not least, we got a Bowman U First Bowman Cameron Brink card. She's pretty popular. That's her first Bowman U card. 2024. I tell you, right now in the kitchen, the only thing, and I've talked to some distributors, the main seller in basketball is the WNBA stuff. And I believe I think they got a set coming out. So I wrote down some new releases. I gotta see if I can. On October 1st, there's a Donruss WNBA coming out. So for my people that like downtowns, they might have downtowns. All right, what do we got? We got some baseball coming up here. All right, we got some 1974, 73 World Series cards. All right, they should be interesting. Okay, it was Oakland against the Mets, right? And here we got Game 7. So they went 7 games. We got the A's celebrate the 2nd consecutive championships. So the Mets did not win. And then a lot of people forget Willie Mays, Game 2. Willie Mays was on the team in 1973. Yeah, let's put that over there. Now we got some more 74s. These are playoff and World Series cards. It's a bunch of cards. There's like 4 or 5 cards in a plastic. No, maybe only 3. Oh, Reggie Jackson. This is the AL playoffs. Orioles against the A's. And Reggie. This is Game 3 with the Mets. No, this is Game 3 of the World Series. Oakland and New York. Looks like Ricky Henderson. That's who it looks like in there. And then we got a Game 5 World Series. All right, next we have a batch of 2000 Upper Deck Yankee Legends. One of my favorite sets ever, especially with the memorabilia they had in that set. We got Casey Stengel with Mickey Mantle. Got Tommy Henrik. Reggie Jackson. Bucky Dent. You can't forget him. Tony Lazzari. He was an old-time player. Lefty Gomez. This is Bill Dickey. One of the old-time Yankee great catchers. Don Larson with Yogi. That's the perfect game. Elston Howard. He was one of my favorites. And then we got Casey with Billy Martin, who he ended up getting rid of because he was corrupting Mickey Mantle. So I think Whitey Ford was corrupting Mickey Mantle too, but he was so good they couldn't get rid of him. All right. We got some Barry Bonds. Got a 93 award winner, Barry Bonds. Oops, this one's sticking here. Hold on. This is a Topps Turkey Red. Got an Upper Deck first pitch. This is from 2003. This one is a Talkin' Sports from 1997. Who made those? Scoreboard. Scoreboard made those. We got the SP Authentic from 2002. Here's an Upper Deck Vintage. Oh, we got some 63s. Let's see who we got here. Looks like 1963 Detroit Tigers. All right, we got a Bubba Morton. And they all have the comic in the back. Let's see what this comic says. Bubba played third and first base in the minors. Well, that's nice. There you go. We got Bob Anderson. Bob Sheffing. I love it when I find these old cards. You got a Mike Rourke. He's got a crease in the middle, but what are you going to do? Poor Mike. Bill Brunton. Got a Bubba Phillips. Terry Fox. Vic Wertz. Jake Wood. Well, I was 7 years old. These are old cards. We got a Hank Aguirre, and I'm real old now, so. So that's what? 62 years ago. Paul Foytok. Got a Gus Triandos. Phil Regan. And let's see, we got this is a Purnell Goldie. What's it say about Purnell? Purnell had the highest average in the SA in 1961. That's probably some kind of minor league. Yeah, he was in the minors. And this is a funny name. Howie, hold on, Koplitz. Now, doesn't he look like 60 years old or something? Let's see how old he actually is. See, this was in 63. When was he born? 38, so he's not that old. Man. What does it say? Howie was in the Armed Forces for part of 1962. That could have done it. All right. Oh, there's a nice batch of 63. Detroit Tigers. All right, we got football to round it out. And who we got? Some guy that's actually selling right now because I hear he's on some kind of show. Johnny Manziel. We got a Johnny Manziel Rookie and Stars rookie. We got a Panini, what's this? The National promo rookie. And we got a Topps rookie. Now you put those three. Now Johnny Manziel used to sell for a lot of money. Remember, we were buying opening a lot of packs trying to get Johnny football. So you got these three nice rookies. Maybe you got two more you put together. You might get $9.95. And we spent all the money on them packs, and they weren't that high back then, but still. All right, we got some Terrell Davis. We got a 1996 Pinnacle. It's a nice action shot. Here's a Absolute from 2000. Got a, I'm trying to remember who made these. Edge Odyssey from 2000. Look at this one. They're all tangled up in this one. This is a 98 Ultra. These are nice cards. The 2000 Ovation. We got an Upper Deck from 2000. Got a lot of Terrell here. He's most of the football here. Got a Topps Finest from, looks like 99. 98 SP Authentic. He was a great running back. We got a Stadium Club from 2000. And we got a Leaf from 97. We got a little batch of mixed old cards here. We got a Doug Buffon from 1975. Got a 75 Buck Buchanan from the old Chiefs. I remember him. This is a 74 Dan Pastorini. That's from the old Oilers. Wow. We got some 74 Old Pros from 75. This is a Jack Youngblood, Elvin Bethea. Got a 74 Highlights, Cliff Branch. He was a speedster for the Raiders. Got a 70 All-Pro cornerbacks, Willie Buchanan and Lamar Parrish. And we got a 75, 74 All-Pro receivers, Charlie Taylor and Fred Biletnikoff. There you go. And that's our warehouse finds today. There you go. Let me take a little swig of something. Let me throw these old plastics out. Oh, jeez. Old plastics coming right from the warehouse. A lot of times top loaders that are stored for 25, 30 years don't fare well. They look to get all like brown and stuff. So anyway, we're going right to Card Shop Story. It's pretty much a life story. So I think I mentioned in the last video, last week, I went to my barber. I got a nice haircut. I'm no longer a hippie. I went to my barber, who's been mainly cutting my hair since I was 5 years old. So he was off the boat from Italy. My father told me when we talked about it years ago, Jack Vicenda was my first barber. Cut my hair when I was about 3 or 4 years old or whatever. He was the owner of the Lackawanna Barber Shop. And all of a sudden, this young guy comes off the boat from Italy. I think Elio, well, he's about 87 now, so he was 18 years older than me. So, yeah, he's older than Nate. He might be 90 something because he was like 17 years old off the boat. All right, so that would make him now, let's see, yeah, about 87, something like that. So he was about 17 years off the boat, and he was a barber. In the old country, they started young. My father started working at 10 years old as a carpenter, so because he was in the old country and for quite a while, till he was in his 20s. So he started cutting my hair. I was about 5 years old, my father said. And so I cut my hair. My father believed in the butch haircut, the flat top. So there's some old pictures of me in the house, and I got the flat top. So he told, later on in life, so we lived around the corner from the barber shop. Basically, it was maybe not even 100-yard walk, you know. So my father, I used to go by myself. Back then, there was no problem, you know. I was maybe 8, 9, 10 years old. And I was very independent. So my father said to him, no matter what he asked for, give him the flat top. Because he was paying for it, you know. So anyway, I want to say that lasted till I was probably in about 7th or 8th grade. And we started getting into rock and roll and all that, you know. And everybody was wearing their hair long. Because now we're talking like 1969, 1968, 69. So I went on my own, and I says I wanted to keep it long, just to give it a little trim. They give me the flat top. And I said, Helio, come on now. I got to go a little bit, longer. He goes, your father says flat top, and that's it. So I was making my own money back then. I was making good money, too. I was delivering papers, and I had a little landscaping business going at 13 years old. So back then I was charging $5 a lawn, and but you do everything. You do the lawn, you do the pickup. There's big lawns around here. It was mostly in this neighborhood, and a lot of old ladies wanted to do the edging and all that stuff, all for $5. But back then $5 was big. As I found out later, at 16, 17, I got my first real job at $1.60 an hour. So I probably did better doing the landscaping. But so I had my own money, and haircuts weren't that expensive. They might have been $5 back then. I think they were. And so right where I lived, there's not too far, maybe it's a 200-yard walk or so. There's a big hotel, and in the hotel they had a barber shop. So I said, I got to get in style. As all the guys have long hair now, I got to get in style. So I says, hey, Helio, if you're going to just give me the flat top, I got to go someplace else. So for probably, about 5-6 years, I didn't go to Helio because I wanted to have the hair longer. And then that got me through high school pretty much. And then after that, I still settled down a little bit. And, he settled down to where the point was, I came back. I said, listen, I'm going to come back, but you got to cut the hair the way I want. He said, no problem. You're an adult now, pretty much, so that's all right. Okay. And I said, I'm paying for it. I've been paying for it since I was 13 years old. So, hence the hippie days. With the mutton chops and all that kind of stuff. So, he's been cutting my hair ever since. So, it's been, 45, 50 years after that, he's been cutting my hair. He did get sick with cancer, and he was out for almost 2 years. And by that time, he had sold the business, and this young guy, John, took over, and he had a bunch of barbers. They were all pretty good. So for the 2 years, I had them cut my hair. And Helio came back. And he's been back for about 2 years now. So in the meantime, because Helio had sold him the business like 10 years ago. Because, he was probably close to 80 and, wanted to work a little less. So I think Helio was there like 4 days a week, but short days, like 6 hours a day. So what happened, the new owner, John, decides, and they had a great spot right on the avenue. He's going to move into a fancy mall, brand new strip mall they put up over here. And he's going to rent space from a beauty salon. So I went there the one time. 2 chairs in the room. That's it. Small room. And Helio was the only one cutting hair. And I was the only customer. I walked in. I remember Helio wanted me to look at cards. A lot of times he grabbed cards and he collected cards, and he wanted me to look at these cards he had. And mainly they were from the 70s and 80s, but he had a nice Kellogg collection. I remember that. So actually we have a little card story going on here. So I sat there in the chair after I got my hair cut now and looked through, geez, probably at least 6 binders of cards, telling them what was worth this and what was worth that. So I was there for, well over an hour, and there was no other customers. And I said, I said my goodbyes to Elio, you know. I'll see you in a few months. Because the price also went up. I remember that. We were paying in the old store, I think it was $30, which around here is kind of a little bit on the high side. And I was giving them, you know, $10 tip, giving them $40. So, but you know, it's Elio, so I'm going to give them whatever. So when they went to the new place, it was $40 for a haircut, a regular haircut. Now, Elio owned the place like 10 years ago. It was like $12. You give him a 20 and he's happy, you know, very happy. And in a matter of 10 years, it more than doubled, you know. So, but it's Elio. I'll pay whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. I go less often. I go a little bit hippie, right? So when I went last week, the actual place they were in, because they had like 3 or 4 rooms off the beauty parlor. It was nothing in there. I said, "Whoa, what the hell happened here?" Then in one of the smaller rooms, which was like a closet almost, I seen the barber pole, because they had a barber pole in the window, and the 2 chairs. And I says, "Oh, geez, something happened." I said, hope Elio's okay. That's all I worried about. So I got home. I called him. And he says, "Yeah, John closed up the place. I guess the business wasn't there, especially when you get charged more money than everybody else for a regular haircut. That's almost like suicide." I mean, I wanted to say something, but John wasn't in the shop that often. That's another problem. You're pretty much, I hadn't seen him in a year at least, you know, so I get there early, so he's not an early riser. But when you have a barber shop and you own a barber shop, you probably should be an early riser. A lot of guys go get their hair cut, like old guys. They want to go like 9 o'clock or maybe even earlier, you know. So they closed, and we were talking, and he says, "Yeah," he says, and I think that's when he told me he is like 88, something like that. He says, "Yeah," he says, you know, I could find work someplace else, but I'm not going to do it. He says, it's time to hang him up, you know. I said, "Oh, I understand, Elio." I said, "Geez," I says, "next year when I hit 70, well, not that long, what is it, April, when I hit 70, I want to start hanging it up pretty much." And I said, between the Rotary Club and the job here, I'm working over 40 hours a week. So he well deserved his rest now, especially he survived cancer. I mean, right now he's in remission, so that's good. So hopefully he goes to 100 or so, you know, but let him enjoy the last bunch of years of his life. So I really didn't know where to go. Now, Morristown is weird. There's not really any regular barber shops. They're all like these hip barber shops, we'll call them, you know. So there's a sport clips down the road, you know. I said, maybe I'll go there. But I started talking to guys at the Rotary Club, and he says, "Oh, we all go to a place in Mars Plains, Mark Perone." And Mark is a pretty traditional barber, and he's great, and the place is great too. It's like the old-time barber shop where guys hang around and BS. That's what sounds like the place for me. So this Friday morning we had our meeting yesterday, and I was talking to one of the guys about it, and he goes, "I go there. In fact, I'm going there right after the meeting." I says, "Oh, I'll go with you." He says, "Yeah, I can introduce you." I says, "All right." So anyway, I walked in. Actually, I got out of the meeting a little late because I'm president. I have to talk to people. So when I got there, my buddy was already in the chair, and he introduced me right away, and right away I could tell the guy was very friendly, and it was my kind of place. It was an old-time barber shop. The guy's not that old, which is good. Hopefully he can cut my hair the rest of my life. He's probably in his 50s. You know, to me, that's not old. And so, in fact, last night we had a board meeting, and one of our board members is probably in his early 40s. I called him young man, and he says, "Oh, that's a big compliment. I ain't been called young in a long time." I said, "Well, compared to me at 42, you're young." But anyway, so we hit it off. We started talking, and Mark's your traditional Italian barber, except he does have long hair. You know, that's something a little bit different. So, and he talks, and I've heard about the place. The place is like sort of a local legend, and you know, I don't live in Morris Plains, but I don't live that far. I'm like 4 miles, you know, and I got to pass there to go home to go from the meeting. So, looks like every now and then I'll be stopping in and getting my hair cut there, and it's $25. So I got a new barber, and I'm saving dough. And that's the story today. It's not too bad. I have a little bed head because I slept on it. I noticed this. He uses hairspray at the end. So I haven't used hairspray in a long time, but I like the way it looks, so I got to go buy myself a can of hairspray or something. That Brute, I think he used Brute hairspray. And that's funny because I've been using Brute since Joe Namath endorsed it back in the 60s or whatever. So that's all I use usually. So it's funny. All right. Oh, it's 36 minutes, but this ain't going to take long to open. So we got a 2025 Donruss Holiday Tin. They weren't cheap. They were about, I got it for $25. They're just selling on the internet for $30, $40. And there's only, what, 15 cards in it. All right, so let's open her up and see. I got a bunch of them, though, because Donruss football is usually very popular. You know, I says, well, the blaster boxes, I think, are coming in this week, I think. So here we go. It doesn't say much on it. Got a nice picture of all the stars on it. That's nice. It's a solid tin wrapped in plastic, so that's good. Because the box doesn't have plastic on it, so at least nobody can tamper with it, I hope. And here we go. I got to get it open now. That's the problem. Here we go. All right, so what's inside? Okay, so you open up. 3 packs inside. That's kind of pricey for 3 packs, ain't it? I got it at $25. Wow, that's more than $8 a pack. So, but they're fancy packs. They got holiday stuff on them. Let's see what they are. At $25, let's see what we can do. We got a Hines Ward. Got a Dominator, a Jeffrey Simmons. We got a rated rookie of JT Tumulo. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Got a Howard Carmichael. And a parallel press proof of Javonte Williams. Nothing that impressive yet. I don't think I got these last year. They were out last year. That's a nice one. I got a Dylan Gabriel rated rookie. Got a press proof of a rated rookie of Tyler Warren. A Road to the Super Bowl, Matthew Stafford. A Chris Godwin. And a John Elway. One more pack. Well, they tell you what you can get. Let's see. Yeah, they got everything in them, but see if I get anything. Last pack. They got a Tyler Boyd press proof. A Jackson Hawes rated rookie. A throwback rated rookie, Colston Loveland. An Ed Reed. And a Matthew Stafford. Wow. Do I have a feeling I got smoked on that? I don't know. Well, the tin's nice. I could probably sell that for $2. That might be the most valuable thing I got. So, yeah, I won't open another one. They're nice. Nice for the holidays. You put them in the kids. This will probably fit in the kids' stocking. So that's a nice thing, you know. But just to open them, man, I took a beating. But that's all right. Hey, it's a $20 beating probably. So I could probably sell a couple of cards here, $1 here, $1 there. It's a $20 beating, which ain't too bad because, geez, Donruss hobby boxes, how much are they going to be? And you could take a beating on those too. Big beating. Probably a $200 or $300 beating. So I imagine they're going to be over. I have no idea. I have not really been in the hobby box market in a while. So, because most of them are out of my price range. So, not that I can't afford them, but I don't want to get beat. so I don't buy them. I have no idea what they're going to cost. I wouldn't. If somebody told me Donruss hobby box is $350, I wouldn't say, yeah, probably. I know they're probably over 200, but I have no idea. And it's nice stuff. I like the old timers in it, but it's nothing spectacular. So that's the last one I'll open in them. Probably when we get blasters, I'll open one of them, and maybe I'll have a better chance. Because this at 15 cards was not that great. And that's our box break. Not too bad. It was fast, right? Almost 42 minutes. So here we go. We're going to close it up. Because I got to do some mail. I got a lot of mail came in. All right. So if you comment on this video and you're a subscriber on Tuesday, you got a chance for one of these prizes. We got a Panini Score a Treat. They're in the Score a Treat packs. Yep. And I bought 2 of these, 2 basketball, and I actually ended up getting 2 Pokemons, which is hard to do. And I'm going to, the football and the basketball I'll use for prizes and giveaways and stuff. One of them. And then the other one I'll save for the actual kids on Halloween. Like I know a lot of you don't. You open them up before Halloween, but I ordered 2, so I'm going to save, and I'll have the packs for the kids. And then whatever's left, I don't get that many kids. I get like 15 kids for Halloween. So we'll see what happens. Second out of the box is going to get, who's very hot right now, an absolute rookie card of Daniel Jones. Right now he's hot. A year ago, nobody wanted him. Now all of a sudden he's hot. We got a Pursuit. Oh, this is nice. You don't see this around anymore. This is like a game card. Pursuit of Pay Dirt, Brett Favre card. That was a game back in 1997. And this tells you the game rules and how to play. And fourth out of the box is going to get a Prestige from 2010 League Leaders, Adrian Peterson, Vernon Davis, Maurice Jones-Drew, and Larry Fitzgerald. Somebody's going to get for fourth out of the box that card. All right, and that's our prizes for the next video. And all you got to do is comment and be a subscriber. So, other than that, we got our eBay with a lot of stuff on there. We're well over 19, well, not well over, but we're over 19,000 items at very affordable prices. And our COMC has about 45,000 items, and most of the stuff's under $1. So, and that's about it. It's time to do my mail, and then hopefully after that, have an enjoyable day with a fresh haircut. All right, thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate it. Don't forget, collect what you like, because if it goes up or down, you still like it. And try not to buy a box for more than $120, and maybe stay off these tins because it ain't really worth it. All right, see you later, everybody. Take care.